The Holiday Parks Uncovered podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only, and any and all views expressed by the hosts or guests, including but not limited to any liability for errors, inaccuracies, omission of misleading or defamatory statements, should be taken as such. We are Holiday Park Uncovered. Hello and welcome to Holiday Parks Uncovered, the podcast.
Your destination for all horror stories related to holiday parks.
We are your hosts, Punk
and Jude.
Today we'd like to welcome to the show a gentleman who'd like to go by the name Nigel. Nigel, tell us your story.
Right, so we bought a van in 2019 and we paid cash. And we was really thrilled with the purchase. The site wasn't still as a really lovely place with mostly lovely people on it. At the time, we were told about the site fees being pretty cheap for the industry. And it was only 2,500, which is a really nice amount. We didn't know at the time that there was a takeover happening though with the Hills brothers. We hadn't heard about them at the time, obviously. Then in April 2020, there was a waste charge introduced just out of nowhere, and that was $450 a year. Then, obviously, around that time, as most people remember, there was COVID, and due to the restrictions, all the owners were told to sign this form that said the site owners, the Hills, could claim money from the government to subsidise their site, even though it was still open, and they were still charging everyone. So, they were getting paid twat. They were exploiting the system with the government. If you had a window cleaner at that time, they whacked on a 25% charge on that as well. So when the next lot of site keys were due, they went up to just over 3,000 a year. And they put on top of that utilities that went up by 60% a month. Then, obviously, as most people have heard about, I know the gas checks happened, and you had to get those carried out by the so-called gas engineers who were qualified, apparently. And you think there was any other gas engineers, you had to get the certificate through the Hills brothers. This was at a cost of 105 quid at the time, which was 40% more than the average rate. During our time on this site was very concerning when someone actually set fire to the maintenance shed. It was completely burnt down, and it damaged and burned down a couple of the statics, and the reception area actually got broken into and vandalised. Me and my wife, it gave us a real sense of insecurity that the Hills brothers were being targeted by somebody else and the reputation. That was the word on the site anyway. So another thing we encountered was we had a decking put on, and that was another cost, which in, hindsight, we wouldn't have done. In April 2021, the waste fee went up to 550. Then in September, the site fees went up to over 3,300. And then 12 months later, went up again to over 3,600, along with the rise in waste fees, which went up to over 600 quid. And then the fees, the next time they were due for renewal, went up again to over £3,900. And remember, when you bought the unit, they're 2.5K. When we decided, due to some serious family issues and just the ballooning costs, we had to give it up. We had to give up the static. We had to go to actually where the Hill brothers, their lair, their headquarters, I suppose. It was Richard Hill we met, and we explained the situation and the serious family issues, and he didn't give a monkey's. He was full of absolute shit. And he had this did blow up where this minder, and basically they put this position where they weren't going to offer us any money for the static, and he would forfeit the 5K disconnection fee if we walked away. So, we had issues with the family and the stress, so we just walked away. Uh, it yeah, what did it do financially to us? Well, it we lost over 30K of our savings from the sale of our house, and emotionally, it really broke our hearts. It absolutely broke our hearts. It was terrible. And where do we stand today? Well, we lost the static and any rental income we may have had from it, and it was the unit was sold for more money um on the site. It's devastating, devastating.
Another holiday park uncovered.
Absolutely. Well, Jude, that's all the time we have. Thank you for listening, listener, and join us on the next episode, won't you?
The Holiday Parks Uncovered podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice.